All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. sharp. Thank you all for joining me. So today we are going to be doing some science, as I promised all of you. So let me go ahead and share this link with all of you so we can be all on the same page, literally. So this is a Google Doc that I have started that goes over the basic sort of premises of this research that I am doing here and that you all are going to be helping me with. Oh no, to make this document available for a large audience, publish the file to the web. Let's see how I can do that. Okay, I have a new link. This is the first time I've ever had a Google Doc shared with hundreds of people. Ooh. All right, hopefully that should... Okay. So this Google Doc, as I was saying, is where I've laid out a lot of my underlying sort of background information and arguments that are sort of informing this experiment that we're doing. And it also goes over a lot of what this experiment is not going to be. So let me just discuss this a little bit and make sure that we're all on the same page. So React content that occurs mostly on Twitch, though there are a lot of people moving to YouTube, and it is now sort of in the YouTube live stream space. React content... Oh no, it's not working. Let me see what I can do about that, and I will try and keep talking while I'm working on fixing this. Let's... Hopefully... Okay. I have employed my in-house technical difficulty issues. Oh, it is working now. Oh, perfect. All right. I can also share the screen. I have a whole scene for this. I don't know why I'm not just doing that. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we are. So this document discusses all of this background information. So React streamers, people aren't always very happy with React content because they see it as content theft and they see it as, you know, issues with like fair use and copyright law. I am not going to be worrying about any of that today. Today is not a discussion of what does or does not count as fair use. That is not within the scope of what I'm going to be doing. So instead, what I'm going to do is focus on a specific argument that a lot of React streamers have for why they feel like it is justifiable to do what they do. And a lot of what they do is watch other people's videos in their entirety on stream, sometimes while crediting them, sometimes not doing that. And they say, oh, this is okay, you know, partially because of fair use, but also because, you know, we're giving these creators a lot of exposure. And as Hassan put it, they are getting a fat bump in their view count from people from stream seeing this video and then going to their channel and subscribing or watching other videos. But as we have seen in a lot of I want to say reactions, but that doesn't seem like the best word to use here, but people's discussions of React content, their experiences being on the receiving end of this, they say that they do not, in fact, see a huge boost in viewers or subscribers. Like JXE, who made what is one of the best sort of comprehensive videos on React content and all of the issues associated with it. She said that one of her videos that got shown to an audience of tens of thousands on a Hassan stream got an extra 180 views. which is nothing. Like, that's when your videos are as successful as Jay's are, that's negligible. So what I was thinking, and a lot of this credit actually does go to my husband, we were sort of brainstorming together, and we were talking about this issue of, streamers say that when they watch people's content in its entirety, that they are providing exposure to the creators whose content they watch. But that is not the case. There is a lot of evidence to show that they do not actually get a big bump, and that's what I want to latch onto. And that's the issue that I want to try to solve, is this specific issue of live streamers and the problem of exposure. Let's see if there's any details in here that I want to cover specifically before we get into the method. So yeah, this is not about copyright and fair use. This is not about why reactors suck. Like, I personally don't love React content. Like, I think it's fine. But I don't want to kill the React industry or call out any particular streamers to try and get them canceled or whatever. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do here. And this is also not about pre-recorded videos that are up on YouTube. That sort of React content, also not what we're discussing here, because I don't know that this would work for that, and that's a whole separate thing. So I've discussed that. What else? So exposure, while you might get a handful of views or a couple hundred views, that doesn't help you with the algorithm, because what the algorithm cares about is momentum. And so you really need big boosts to get that ball rolling, to get your video in the recommended and things like that. So having just a little bump doesn't affect it in the algorithm the same way that, if those tens of thousands of viewers were actually watching that video directly. All right, and I will start reading chat in a little bit. I just want to get this background information out of the way. All right, so the question is, if we want to make sure that these original creators are getting compensated for their work and are getting actual exposure, how can we do that? How? And, one answer might be just get rid of React content entirely. Just wipe it off the face of the earth. Maybe not the thing to do. Even as someone who doesn't love it, it's not going to go away. So I think that the answer is you have to stream this reaction, but also have all of these viewers' views go both to you and to the person that you are reacting to. They have to somehow be able to give their algorithm powers, these views and these impressions, to both of these streams of content. So how do you do that? Well, for now, the only thing that works with the technology that we have is what we are calling the rising tide method, which is essentially just like a watch along or a simul stream. It's the best we have, and I know it's a little janky, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it and see how it goes. It might fail horribly, but if we scroll down to the end here, we have a lot of like discussion, not questions. They're not discussion questions. This is my teacher coming out here. We have some discussion points, things that we can talk about after this experiment, and some questions. I have a couple already here, but once we've done this experiment, we can, I will be, paying super close attention to chat and hearing what you all have to say and any questions that you have. And then talking about, okay, with this method, what are the pros and cons? Why does it suck? And what are the things that suck most about it? And then we'll talk about, okay, but in an ideal world where we do have the technology that makes this kind of thing less janky and less bad, what does that look like? So that's the gist. Keep all of your suggestions, all of these pros and cons, all of these questions, keep them to yourself for now, because I'm not going to be looking at chat right away. This is going to be after the experiment. I will come back around and it will be a discussion. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to get out of the way. All right. So let's actually just jump into the method that we are going to be using here. So I have chosen the videos. 2 of them were chosen by me. And so the first one that we're going to watch and the last one were chosen by my husband. The middle one was chosen by me. I think I may have said that 2 were chosen by me, but that was a mistake. 2 by someone else, 1 by me. We've done that. I have created the live stream. I have gone over the experiment and background info with viewers. So I am going to ask you to keep notes. You don't have to, but just if you want to write down the questions that you have so that later when we're talking about it, you can ask them. Probably a good idea to do. Can you tell that I spent 5 years as a teacher? Is it coming out? Oh, and because of the way that this is going to work, because it's going to be having my stream in one instance of YouTube and the video in another instance, you are going to need to have either a computer with 2 tabs open or 2 phones next to each other, or one phone with YouTube and also watching on your laptop. That is the biggest downside of this, is that for now, because we don't have the technology yet, you do have to use this janky method that is just having 2 things that could use YouTube open at once. So we'll do that. And then I will get ready and we will watch the first video. And the way that will work is I will post the link. It is in the description, but I'm going to share it in chat. In fact, I will do that right now while I am thinking about it. I will put it in chat and pin it. Pin message. Okay. That is the first video that we will be watching. So open that in a separate window or on a separate device. Keep it paused at the very beginning. Do not begin it yet. And then when I say, okay, we're going to start, you press play. And let me actually pull us over to, where is it? There it is. Over here, the timestamp is, because I don't have it in full screen yet, but I can actually do that right now. So once I have this in full screen, you will see the timestamp here, and hopefully that is big enough for you all to see. I can adjust it a little bit if you need me to. Sorry, I'm losing I have 5 different Chrome tabs open. Okay. All right. So when I say begin, we will begin. No, stop it. Okay. When I say begin, we will begin. And then anytime that I pause it, I will announce that I am pausing it so that you can all pause it. And then I will keep that timestamp on screen so that it's easier to follow along and, make sure that you're at the right spot and everything. I think that that's it. Let me take a quick look at chat, see if there are any quick questions that I need to answer, and then we can get started. Yeah, I'm aware that this is not ideal for mobile viewers. I apologize. Again, we'll talk about that after this experiment is over. I have about 20 minutes of of content, and hopefully that shouldn't take too long. I don't know how much I'm going to do reactions, because that's another variable that sucks. It's like, I'm not a React streamer. I will do my best. This is just a proof of concept. It's not going to be perfect. In fact, it's going to be janky. Okay. There's no way for the streamer to pause or go back. Yeah, I can go back. It just means that all of you also have to go back. Because again, like, it shows, you know, it shows the timestamp on screen here. As you can see, I am moving it around. Now, the volume, I am going to be playing the video. I mean, I am going to be listening to it, but I don't have my desktop audio hooked up to OBS. I mean, I could, like, that's one of those things that, like, if you all say that, like, that was a huge deal breaker or whatever, like, that's something that we can add to the list at the end. Oh, dang, Zoe, loved your content, but it hurts to see you become a reaction YouTuber. This is my reaction arc. Okay. As a proof of concept, you should add nothing, since that's the bare minimum. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me make sure that I have everything ready to go. So someone said, make sure to add lots of fake energy. Yeah, this is the whole, like, react harder thing, right? That's a thing that people say. Okay. All right. So I think that we're ready to go. I'm scared. I'm nervous. This is so exciting. What is this video that you linked? This is one that was recommended to me by my husband, because so it's called Everyone is Lying to You About Cold Showers. And he shared it with me because I don't, like, take fully cold showers, but I always, like, start the shower with hot water and then end it with cold water. Like, I rinse conditioner out of my hair and wash my face with cold water. And then it just, I don't know, I always feel, like, more refreshed, and he makes fun of me for it. So, you know, this may be, I don't know, he might be making fun of me more with this, or it might show that I'm right. I am excited to see. All right, countdown. 5. It'll be like 1 and then start, not start on 1. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A play. All right, come on. I'm hoping that the volume stops. I paused it. Sorry. I paused it because the volume thing was stuck, so you couldn't see this timestamp. I'm going to start it over at the beginning. We'll test this and see how this works. All right, starting over at the beginning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A play. Okay. She said she's turning, what, 20? Okay. Ooh. Hell yeah. This production quality is, like, genuinely really very good. Oh, it went away. Stay. Oh no. All right, I'm gonna pause. I tested this. And it was working. Or I could just keep my mouse on it and it would not move. I might have to keep the mouse moving, but that's on me. That's not on you. That's a me thing. I can handle it. But this is one of the things to note down as a con. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to begin again in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Pause. Pause. I forgot to announce it. I'm sorry. Pausing. Can we just talk about the production quality? Like, I know that I mentioned it earlier, but like, this is genuinely, like, this is better than my first videos. This is better than most people's first videos. Like, I want to know, like, if this girl is like in college and she's like, is she studying film? Because I mean, I'm just so impressed by people who like know what they're doing when it comes to like editing and film stuff. Because I've been doing YouTube for 1.5 years and I'm still figuring it out. So I'm just always so impressed. I love it. Like I was told that she, this creator, only has how many views? I have to actually look at a separate thing so I don't go out of. She has 104 subscribers. 104. That is just so. I don't know. I'm so like. I don't know. She's great, and I am really into this, and I hope that she continues to succeed. Oh, she had 68 when we started? Oh, see, we're already, like, she is already seeing more success from this than she would ever see from, like, an actual React streamer doing this. And this is all because of you. Like, this is, oh, thank you for the Camps 10. The picture-in-picture feature helps a lot with this idea. But is that like, would all of you be getting the views or the, because that wouldn't get, save that thought. Thank you for the donation. I will circle back around to that when we get to the discussion section. And we can discuss that further. Okie doke. I'm going to go ahead and start playing again in 3. If my husband would stop messaging me on Discord. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. I'll play. Ooh. Okay, I mean, this is, like, you have to now go and like the video. There's a dog in it. Really cute editing. It's like a triggering sound. Mm. See? Cold showers. Not that bad. That's pause. That is one of the reasons why I started doing my hair conditioner in cold water, is because I heard somewhere, I don't know from whom, I heard that washing your hair in cold water would make it like shinier. I don't know if that's true. That sounds like that could be one of those like urban myths that always happens with hair care. But I mean, I haven't really noticed like much of a difference. But I know that it is better for your skin, and that's why you should wash your face in cold water, or at least not hot water. But yeah, the hair thing was definitely a big thing for me. Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh. Do it. And smash that like button. Hell yeah! That was so wonderful. Thank you, husband dear, for adding this one to the list. It was genuinely very nice. Oh, so nice. So nice. I love like nice videos. There's something just so charming. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, music's so nice. Yeah, let's see how many views it has now. So when I started this, let's see, this said 208 and 61 subscribers. That's where I'm at right now. When I refresh it, 1,500 views and 314 subscribers. Holy cow, guys. Look at us. Look at us, like actually helping creators. This is the whole purpose of this, is that like, yeah, it's a pain for you all and for me. Like there are some growing pains that will, some kinks to be worked out. But this is what it's for. This is why. Now imagine if I were, Hassan, or who's the other one? Hassan, Asmongold, and the other one that I mentioned. I don't remember. But yeah, imagine if I was one of them and had, tens of thousands of viewers, and they all went to watch her video, or like, I don't know, like any of the big streamers, they could actually change people's lives the way that they say that they are. All right, I saw that I got a donation. Let me go back up and make sure to thank Yagen. I hope. This has been done with movie commentary, yeah, but generally doesn't find much success in live settings due to requiring more setup on the viewer's part. Yeah, that is the big downside, and that's now this is something Moist Critical, that's who it was. I saw somebody in chat say thank you. This is something that we'll talk about more at the end. But you know, we'll talk about like what we can do to actually make this feasible, because right now, like, I don't think that this is going to catch on in its current state. Probably because it is more work and it does require 2 tabs or 2 devices, but we can brainstorm some ways to get around that and hopefully figure out a way to make this viable. Because if this happened to every single creator who got their stuff shown on these big streams, you know, it's not taking anything away from me. It is only adding something good, and that's what this is all about. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the second one. Now this one, disclaimer, is created by a friend of mine. All right, this should be the new pinned message. Now, there will be the F word featured in this video at least like 4 times or so. So be aware of that, if that's something that you want to be aware of. But this is a fellow creator, John the Duncan, who's just a wonderful, wonderful guy. And it's about education. This is, you know, obviously something that like I have talked about a lot. It is a little bit longer, so we'll see how this works with like long form content. We'll see how it goes. All right. Let's see. Doppler Effect says, an issue with this is that mobile users can't participate. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that is like the one huge issue. Like that's, I think, the one thing that makes this the most unviable right now. Because even with, like, you know, some people are willing to, you know, click the link themselves and stuff like that, but having to have 2 devices, like, that is the thing. Really resonates with your video on tests being a scam. And with active learning overall, we only learn when we genuinely engage with the material, when we participate. It's a hassle, sure, but the benefits are amazing. Thank you, Johnny Loro, for the donation and for that wonderful comment. Yeah, like I don't know, it's interesting, and I'm interested to see how it goes with you all being more involved. And yeah, like, you can't multitask, it requires more stuff. But let's try with this longer one. There might be more, again, I'm not a React streamer. I don't really know how to do this, but there might be a little less commentary on my end just because there's so much like information here. But I will try and add as I can and just see how it goes. Okay, let us... Oh, and one of the downsides and one of the things to keep your eye out for is, I don't remember if this one is monetized, but this video may have ads on it, as may the next one. So that's one reason to keep an eye on the timestamp on my window, so that you can catch up and adjust as you need to if you or I run into ads. Okay, let's go ahead. Full screen. All right. Let me make sure I have all of my ducks in a row before I... There's just so much. Okay. All right. Oh, creative designation. Since I have just glanced over and seen your comment, we are co-streaming, co-watching, watching together things. The link is in the pinned comment, and you can see the timestamp on screen so that you can follow along with your video. That's what we're doing. Oh, I just got another, let's see. Don Chan says the solution is to add a group watch function for these videos like they do in Netflix or Disney Plus. Yeah, like that's ideally, that would be the way to do it. I think Amazon also does it with Twitch. I believe they have the like watch along thing, and I don't know how that works as far as like metrics and stuff, but thank you for the donation and the suggestion. Okay, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, a play. Also, can we just... I don't know if this is weird, but like, Scottish accent is just a joy to listen to. He is a PhD student currently, I think final year. You just churn them out. This almost 18-minute video is one of his shorter. He does really good video essays. I highly recommend. They're just really great. There's a review, I guess, of the Nostalgia Critics, the video about Pink Floyd, by, who is it? Folding Ideas did a video critiquing Nostalgia Critics review, or like parody. It's very good. Nostalgia Critic has no idea what Pink Floyd was trying to say in The Wall. So this is the like, let the market decide what should happen with schools. Yeah. Pause. I think that that's like the biggest issue with this, and with like having money and like the market be so closely tied to education, is that the way currently that capitalism functions is the ideal is like unlimited, endless growth. Like you will just continue to make a profit, and it's all about the profit, and that will continue to go up and up and up over time. And if you want to comment, Zoe, pause it and say pause. I'm trying. Oh, can you please announce timestamps out loud when you pause and play, not just have them on screen? That's true. Thank you. I was going to do that. I thought of that before, then just totally forgot. Thank you, Daniel, for the donation and for reminding me to do that. We are currently at 3:57. I will try to remember to do that. We'll get there. So, as I was saying, capitalism, all about infinite growth, all about continuing to make money and, you know, generate more and more profit. And the point of schools is not that. Schools, I think, like the way that education is, or at least the way it should be, is not about like growth and continuing to, in the case of education, a lot of the time it's like test scores are, you know, that sort of metric that is used. But like, if students improve year after year after year after year after year, there has to be a cap. The test scores only go so high. Like you can't have infinite growth. And so it's like in classes where you judge the success of a class based on student improvement, but it's like, what if they already started like really well? Like what if they were really good at the beginning and then they only improved by a teeny bit because they were already really good? So I think that's one of the ways that they're just really antithetical to each other, and that's part of why it doesn't work. Don Chan says, educational standards are really arbitrary. Yes. Oh, and John the Duncan in chat. Hey, just popping in to say hi. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Let's keep watching your video. All right, we are at 3:57, and I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh, thank you, Need for Madness. Oh, that is good to know. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. Stay there. That's a really good line. Oh, pause. We are at 5:07. The obsession with quantified measurements, with like this quantitative data about students, and the urge to quantify everything is so like infuriating to me as a teacher. Like, I get it. I understand why people want it. And I understand that having things in terms of numbers makes it feel more like real and grounded, but like not everything can be quantified. And when you try to quantify things that are unquantifiable, you end up warping them. And it's frustrating. Just that. Don't like it. All right, we're playing in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Actually, it's math. That's a joke. Oh, thank you, John Sean, for the $5. Yeah, it's all about that behaviorism. That is, yeah, super frustrating. Pause. We are at 6:40. This, I think, is a really important point. Oh, before I get into that, Sei Hyun Jun, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, essentialism also plays a nasty role here. Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. So this, I think that this idea of like the students who struggle the most, or the students who are sort of like othered in these settings, they are the ones who get the short end of the stick with this always. Because when the only thing that you focus on is how much they can help you, how much they can help your, company that is your school, when all you care about is, can this student help us increase our test scores and thus increase the amount of funding that we get, then you don't want the kids who struggle. You don't want the kids who need the most help. And that's so backwards, I think, to what it should be, where, like, when I was in undergrad and I was first learning about composition pedagogy, which is basically like the teaching of writing, because that's what I have my degrees in, that's what I have studied. And when I was first learning about the education side of English, I at first was like, oh yeah, like I want to teach, because I wanted to be a high school teacher for a very long time. And I said, I want to teach the AP classes. I want to teach the smart kids. I want to teach, the kids who are great at things. And then the more that I read about the students at the other end, the students who struggle the most, and the students who are in the quote unquote remedial classes, and I learned that those remedial classes, because they're hard and because you don't necessarily get those big gains that you can get in the other classes, as far as like performance increases, that a lot of teachers don't want to teach remedial classes. They're like, that's too hard. Those kids are, nobody wants to teach those kids. And that like broke my heart, and it filled me with this like righteous anger. And so I was like, no, actually, you know what? I don't want to teach the AP classes. I want to teach the kids who need the help. Like, and so like I didn't end up doing that, because I didn't end up doing high school stuff. That's just not where my educational journey took me. But it's just frustrating to see that, like, I recognized that nobody wanted the remedial kids before, but now what JD is saying here is like, oh, this is because of the market. Like, it's there's a reason why nobody wants to teach the remedial kids, and it's not just because they're hard, it's because, like, when your funding comes from the kids who are good at things, the, you know, upper middle portion of kids. Why would you go into a classroom where things might not get better? Okay. All right, it is 6:40, the timestamp, not the current time. We are going to play in 3, 2, 1. Another donation from Don Chan. Education is basically the zombie apocalypse. Those who get left behind stay behind. Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Necropolitical zones. That is such a cool couple of words. Ha 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 ha. Laughs in American. Can't relate. Yeah, it's about that like give and take. You know, I'm only doing this thing because it will make me money in the future thing. Ugh. Oh, and another donation from Indecisive. I find number grades frustrating as an undergrad because I don't know what information from the prereq is relevant. Yeah. I mean, number grades are just lots of reasons that they're bad. Yeah. I don't know how they can, like, just mind blowing to me. Ooh. Pause. It is 10:19. I just want to say, I got a donation from Cauliflower. I love that username. Would love to see a survey, maybe Google form with questions about which videos people watched, level of ad interruption, general feedback, etc. I think at the end, going to do a straw poll after we have gathered a list of all of the cons and like downsides and issues with this setup. I'm going to have a straw poll with all of those options where you can like rank them or like vote on which ones you think are the worst. And then we will look at those numbers and see, we'll like rank them and see like, okay, what are the things that are like the worst things that people had to deal with here? So yes, that is a great idea. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play. We are starting at 10:19 in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, like, what do you even do if your department just disappears? This is, like, infuriating. Just my dog says maybe having a soundboard with a pause noise. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. All right, pause at 11:55. All right, so just a quick little aside story about my own life. For, what was it, about a year, I taught English at a community college. So this was after I taught for a couple years at a university, and then when COVID hit, I moved to teaching online at a community college. And at that community college, I was an adjunct. And if you know anything about the education system, the higher education system, adjuncts are treated like shit. Adjuncts are, it just paid nothing. I was paid for an entire semester where I taught 3 classes. I taught 3 classes. I was paid over the course of 16 weeks, total $1,500. Over 16 weeks. Which is like not okay, right? So there was one, I wish that I had brought it up, but I forgot to find it. But I was sent an email. All of the adjuncts at this college were sent an email to basically say like, oh, thank you so much for doing this work. Adjuncts are great. Like you're the reason that our students are able to whatever. And they asked us like, what is it that we can do to support you outside of increased monetary benefits? Just tell us what we can do to help, but we're not going to pay you anymore. And it's like, clearly you know what we want. Clearly you know what is needed in this situation. You just don't want to do it. And like in this whole email, there was this like extended baseball metaphor. It's just bonkers. Like just so wild. It gets my blood boiling. Okay. All right, 11:55, and we are going to be playing in 3, 2, 1, now. Yes. It's just so infuriating. Yep. That's, yeah. That's why I'm a YouTuber. Sign up to his Patreon. Yeah, like that's what I wanted to do. See, if I were a worse React streamer, I would have cut that bit out. Because, pause. We're at 15:53. This is like it seems so obvious from after having lived in this world for, however long this has been going on, that like when you only care about turning a profit and when you only care about increasing test scores because you get more funding, and when you only care about producing people who can do jobs because everything is about jobs, because everything is about money, then like, yeah, obviously the quality is going to go down because you're going to cut corners and you're going to do things as cheaply as possible when everything is about money. And that's like it's just sad. And like what is the solution to this? I just so Claudio in chat say I was less depressed with the cold showers. Yeah. Sorry. I promise the next one will be fun. All right, we're gonna play again. We are starting at 15:53 in 3, 2, 1, play. Hey, that's me. Reading, writing, and teaching about shit. Yeah, you know what to do. Did it for the last one. Let's do it for him. Like and subscribe. We'll listen to his end bit. I really like this outro music. Okie doke. So wonderful. Thank you, John the Duncan. I don't know if you're still in chat. But thanks for making this video and for helping to spread the word about education and how it sucks. Speaking as from one educator to another, he and I. It's just frustrating. I've seen a couple people suggest St. Andrewism for some other similar videos, and yes, highly recommend St. Andrewism. He is super duper great. Oh, I forgot to look at the... I've been seeing some people say that... So it was at what, like 2,000 views before? No, that can't be it. Is it? I don't know. I don't remember. There are more views now than there were, probably. I forgot to look. Oh. Okay. All right. Oh. Let's see. My husband is messaging me that... Oh, pinned comment from Kiana Lene. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. On her video from before. That was the first video that we watched. All my new friends coming from Zoe B. Thank you so much. Oh. Ooh, new video coming out Friday. So all of you who are a fan of that cold shower video, make sure to subscribe to Kiana Lene. The link to her video is in the description. It is video 1. Make sure to subscribe so that you can see her video, her new video, coming out on Friday. That is so exciting. That is so cool. Okay. All right. One video left. Sorry, I have like so many tabs open. All right, one video left. Now, this one, I don't think that we are going to see an increase in anything, because this video, oh, let me share it in the chat. Replace pinned message. Because this one, as you will notice when you click on it, is from a humongous creator, a creator bigger than me. Because ideally, you know, this sort of thing would be especially great when React streamers who have these, you know, tens or hundreds of thousands of viewers, for them to highlight the videos of smaller creators. That's the ideal, but as we know, they often react to things that are very popular, which is fine. You know, even popular people deserve credit, and they deserve to get the eyeballs and the algorithmic boosts that come from being featured. So this is Joel Haver, who does a lot of very silly content. I love Joel Haver. Very funny. So what we are gonna do... Ooh, Indecisive says currently at 2,064,499 views. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and play this. This is The Galactic Trial by Joel Haver. Whoops, I need to put it in full screen. That's what I felt like I was forgetting something. There are a lot of things to keep track of, though I'm also not, like, I don't do a lot of this kind of streaming, so maybe it's normal that there are a lot of things to keep track of, and I just don't know how to do it yet. Which could very well be the case. All right. We are going to play it in 3, 2, 1, play. I'm back. I love this one so much. This is one that my husband and I actually quote to each other a lot, where like one of us will put out our hand to hold the other one's hand and we'll go, "Hold." Okay. Okay. All right. So let me actually bring you all back over and, whoops, that's not the one I wanted. OBS, where are you? There you are. Let's go to, this one. Okay, here we are. Hello, hello. Let me get all my eggs in a row. Ducks in a row. Oh gosh, okay. All right. I hope that you all enjoyed my Hassan impression there. Just, just to prove that with this style of reactions, you don't even have to be there. You can take as many breaks as you want. You can go cook. You can go, use the bathroom. You can do whatever it is that you need to do. I honestly I went downstairs and stood in the kitchen for a minute and then came back up. But you can do whatever you want and it doesn't matter. So, a lot of these streamers have these arguments that are like, because people get mad when, these streamers put their videos up on screen and like don't even react to them because they leave the room. But with this, it doesn't matter if you leave the room because they're still getting the eyeballs. So, let's jump into a couple of things. Let's go to the Chrome tab. Okay. So we have watched all of the videos. We have done all of this, repeat for videos 2 and 3. We have done that. So let's now do the discussion. Oh, Lord. Just a moment. We have been blessed. We have been blessed by the presence of the prince himself. Also, now we're doing science. We're doing science. Yes, I'm wearing a collared sweater and a lab coat and jean shorts. Because that's the outfit of champions. Okay, all right. We can see the Desmond butt up in the corner. We are ready to go and do some science. So what we're gonna do is talk about the pros and cons. So let me make sure that I can see chat and also see the document at once so that I can start to integrate some of your suggestions into this document. So I have already listed some pros and cons, and obviously we can add a bunch. So the pros of this system, it actually gives views and algorithm boosts to the original creators. It doesn't take anything away from the reactors. Like people, if you want to see the reaction, you still have to watch my side of things. So it allows reactors to actually fulfill the promises they're making about exposure and helping creators. Streamers can continue to do things the same way. Like I showed, you can leave the stream as much as you want. All right. Con, not good for when reacting to content you don't want boosted. So that is actually a question that I have down here. So like, what do you do when you don't want to boost a video? And if any of you have answers to that, let me know. All right, the Egghead's Guide to Running says, I think the largest problem is it could be difficult to determine how easily a large audience adapts to this system without getting lost. That is true. So like the audiences don't necessarily want to like change and do things differently. And it does, you know, require more active participation from the viewers, and it is clunky because it requires like active participation. Participate. I know how to spell, I promise. And for right now, because we don't necessarily have the technology yet, it does require 2 screens. I have seen a couple people say that active participation is a pro, which is interesting. I was not expecting... I don't know. I guess I just wasn't... I don't know. That is interesting. I've seen a couple say that it's hard to like have it in the background. You can't like, because it requires more active participation, you can't like do other things while doing it. The ads problem, yep. Let's add some more lines. Well, yeah, so difficult to react to non-YouTube content, though that, like, because with the non-YouTube content, it's not like you're taking views away. Like, that's, I don't know, the whole, like, metrics thing, because that's, like, my big concern with this experiment is the metrics. Oh, and let me actually share this with you all again. Well, it's published on the web, so it should just be the thing, right? Like, should just be the link. I don't know. Someone who has the link, share it in chat. Oh yeah, like TikTok, that's true. More demanding on computers, didn't think about that. I say as I am like sweating because I'm wearing a sweater and my computer is making this room super hot. Ooh, Kat Lasser says, for the related questions, question 2, I've seen some videos like trans woman reacts to bigot, so I don't want to give views to that, but those are videos and not streams. Ooh, so maybe the answer is like, don't stream that, like do videos about it. So like one possible answer is just don't do it, which is fair. Are you gonna come on up? Yeah. Come on. He's thinking about it. I don't know if he will. Oh, I also realized I don't need my headphones on because I am not listening to anything anymore. Okay, let's see. So let's see. Somebody has suggested watch together. So create a room. Synchronized player for video and audio. Yeah, I don't know if this does actually give all of the views to the creator, the original creator. But this, I will link it in chat just in case somebody wants to look into it for me, so I don't have to like read through the whole website on stream. Oh, it doesn't give all the views. Okay, that is good to know. Please don't bite the microphone. Okay. Somebody said volume difference, like having the volume being volume difference for me. Volume difference for the video and the thing. Okay. I believe is what you're saying. It's hard to follow along. A con is can't view on mobile. Oh, I was too quiet. Yeah, that's fair. Because I was away from the microphone. Yeah, watch together also takes away the interactive part. Individual volume control is a good thing. Let me make that clearer. Individual volume control. I swear, the moment that you go live in front of like any number of people, your brain suddenly forgets how to spell. All right, con, it feels inaccessible. That is true. The like processing of lots of different information streams, that's fair. Inaccessible. Lots to view at once. And can't control the speed, that's true. I know a lot of people do like to watch, especially my videos because I talk slowly in videos, watch at like 1.5 speed. Let's see, my husband is saying a con is the click-through rate. I suppose, okay. Oh, ads also buffering, that's true. Let's see. Panic of pausing on time, yeah, fair. Ooh, pausing is annoying to viewers and discourages the streamer from pausing even if they would have paused otherwise. Yeah, that's part of why I'm sure that you noticed. During the second video, I did sort of prioritize talking over it, which it seems like some of you didn't like, but also, like, I talked over it because pausing is such a hassle. So that's yeah, challenging both like on the streamer end and on your end. Okay. Not all videos have closed captioning. That's true. Does YouTube pay for engagement on streams, or do creators only get paid from donations? I don't actually know the answer to that. Mostly donations, but I think that because streams count as videos, so like if you are monetized and if you monetize it, which I don't remember if I monetized this one, I don't remember, then it can generate like ad money if you put ads on the streams. Let's see. Just watch the video multiple times, once for each viewer. Yes. Let's see. Sorry, it's just a lot to read. Because this is good. Like, this is what I wanted, is this sort of like discussion. Because that's the point of science. At least the kind of science I do. Yeah, I think the accessibility also with like speed of pausing, like people need to sort of have their hands free. The Pro benefits the platform, which, you know, do we care? We do care, YouTube. I know you sign my check, so yes, we do care about you. Pro might get people to brainstorm more about how to make this better. That's the goal. Let's see. Ooh, how would this work for re-uploaded streams? That's a good question. How to make this work for re-uploads. Yeah, because I guess now people, you know, it's a one-stop shop. And I guess this is like just provide links, maybe? Like provide links in the description and viewers can follow along. Maybe? Or yeah, the links would be in chat if they have chat replay on, which they might not. Some people don't do that. Pro, not being able to watch videos that you're going to react negatively to makes the format more positive. That is true, like necessarily more positive. That's good. Ooh, I like the idea of predetermined intermissions as a solution to the talking over problem. That is a really good idea about how we could make this work a little bit better. Yeah, way too much effort. Ooh, links and overlay buttons. That's a good idea too. Pro, you don't get DMCA'd. I mean, you might still. Oh, no, you wouldn't because it's not on your end of things. Hell yeah. You don't have to worry about fair use. Because again, this isn't about whether or not fair use is good, how to do fair use. This sidesteps the whole thing. Okay, yeah, as Cat Lasser says, you know, one solution to like not wanting to platform bigoted content is to just not do it. But it is still a good thing to make content dismantling that kind of rhetoric. So I think, yeah, it might just be to like do it in videos. Or, and this would be, you know, or just maybe use the current / old method. Like do it the way that streamers are currently doing React content for the stuff that you don't want to give any views to. Let's see. Oh, I saw one quickly as I was scrolling by that said one issue is some videos are not available in all countries. Which is true. I didn't even think about that. Let's see. You could play both at 1.5 times speed. Does that work for live streams? Wouldn't you like get ahead of it? I mean, I guess that would work if you're like for re-uploaded stuff. Crayon Mythos. which is a great username. What if we open up another tab, play the video, but keep it on mute and then watch the reactor? That way the YouTuber gets the views and we don't have to go back and forth between tabs. I think that that's like ideally, but that would be sort of like the honor system. I think like, I don't know that people would have any sort of incentive to do that if they could just more easily just watch, you know, my stream and see all of it and not even have to worry about clicking the link. Like it would be nice. And I think that it would help. Like it would be better than what we currently have, but yes, Cycrum? Cysrum? I bet it's Cycrum. Says, I think the best way to make this work is a Twitch or YouTube extension for the other platform to make watch-alongs easier. Yeah, honestly, like that's, so we can actually go down here, go to, in an ideal world, what does the technology look like? A plugin or extension. Ow. That's how you spell extension, right? Is extension with an S or with a T? Oh my gosh. Is that right? That doesn't look right. Okay. Okay, a plugin or extension on Twitch and YouTube that allows watch-alongs with a single press of a button. There is a plugin that allows you to take video into picture-in-picture mode. But does that solve the problem? Because it would still just be me showing the video on my screen, because the point is that we want everybody to be viewing the video individually. That way the video gets all of those views for algorithm reasons. Pro, if this is added as a feature on the platform, it may bring different creators and communities actively forming connections and relationships like seen in this stream with Duncan, etc. Yes, that is true. That is a good idea. I didn't even think about that. So like more of a community, it's like a community building type thing. I'll come up with a better word than thing at some point. Yeah, picture-in-picture won't let you play both. Oh, picture plugins for viewer side. That's, yes, that is true. Let's see. Yeah, picture-in-picture just solves the two-screen issues. Ludwig is making YouTube plugins? I mean, I know that he's one of the people that is theoretically on the other side of this React content, but as a reactor, he would probably have more incentive to be interested in creating a plugin that could do something like this. So this setup doesn't work for streamers who don't care about giving views. Okay, I am going to call it there for that and go ahead and make the straw poll. So what I'm going to do is pull this over here. Let me make this straw poll. What am I doing? Transition. Okie doke. All right. So the way that I'm going to do this poll is I'm going to list out all or most of the cons that we have on this list here and allow you to choose more than one. So you can choose the ones that you think are the most egregious so that we can rank them to you know, we can rank them to see which ones need solving the most, like which ones are the most important to solve. Okay. Fixing React streams poll. All right. I don't know how many options I'm allowed to have for this. It seems like an infinite number. Right. I just spelled stream with 2 E's. Almost done. I am sort of like combining some of them. Like I think the accessibility one, I'm going to combine with the, like, you know, you can't just have the stream in the background while doing something else. Basically, like, there's a lot to pay attention to all at once. Can't control the speed. I'm going to combine that with the ads and buffering, because it's like any issues that are just on individuals and not for like everybody. Okay, I am going to make this live. I think that this is okay. So I'm giving you unlimited choices. So like theoretically you could click all of them, but ideally you just choose, you know, 2 or 3 that you think are the worst. Like those are the deal breaker things. Like those are the reasons why people would not want streams to be like this. So I have created this poll. Let me share it in the chat. Oh, I see some of you talking about my books back there. Yes, they are in rainbow order. Okay. So I'm gonna look at I'm just gonna have the results live, and while you all are voting on that, oh, and I am going to have the VOD up. It's going to be unlisted, but all of my live streams are in the public playlist called live streams on my channel, so you can just go down there and see all of them. So they're not like searchable or whatever, but they are available publicly. And if you think of any suggestions or like we're going to be talking about in a little bit, some like ways forward for this method, if you have any suggestions about that, feel free to leave them in the comments of this VOD after the fact. I think that I am actually going to be making a video about this because there are a couple topics that I want to talk about in terms of like the YouTube meta, how like YouTube works as a social platform. And I have a couple of ideas, and this sort of React, like the future of React content stuff, is one of them. So any suggestions that you have, like that's something I'm going to be working on over the next couple months probably. So if you have any suggestions, requests, recommendations, etc., put them in the comments if you think of them later. Okay, let's transition back over here and look at some of this data. So let's see. Ooh, not being able to keep the stream in the background while doing other things. That being the top one is really interesting to me. I mean, I know that the mobile is close behind, but I don't know. It's just, I would think that mobile would be number one. That's what I was most worried about when I was like preparing for this stream. I was like, people are going to hate this because most people watch on their phones and you can't do this on your phone. That was what I was. Oh, and the ads and buffering being so high is also surprising. I mean, they're all pretty close. Yeah, this is neat. I love science. Okay. The YouTube meta is bad, actually. Okay. Oh, I could also put this in the community tab. That is, somebody suggested that. Thank you. Let's see. I don't think that I'm going to put it in the community tab just yet, because that's a lot for my brain to handle in a single stream, but sometime in the coming days I can do that to try and get a wider audience as well. This is harder to do piloting Mac, yeah. So now that we know what the problems are, let's actually go back to this document, and you know, I'll keep an eye on this poll, but for now let's go to this document and go down here. I don't know if we have any more questions, but I'll keep this. Delete rows, thank you. But I'll keep this open just in case. So I think I'm going to delete this table and instead do some kind of like, at least for now, I know that this is going to go, that this poll is going to run for a while, but I'm going to take a snip of this, save it, and then put it in the document. And then let us discuss the future of this method. What can we do to make this? So there's two questions here. Until the technology exists for this to actually be viable, or until the technology exists for this to be like integrated into YouTube, before that happens, what can we change about this? Like, what could I have done differently with the technology that we have to make it better? And let me actually put the, can I put it in there? Can I, what? Upload? I will upload the poll results momentarily. I'm not gonna do that quite yet. Okay. We do have, I don't think that we have the technology. I don't think that that's a thing that we can do yet. Yeah, predetermined intermissions. Watch together does not work. it does not solve the problem that this is meant to solve. So this method that I used, the purpose of it was to give views to the people that we are, reacting to, and Watch Together does not do that. Maybe have a specific sound for pausing. Yeah. So something that is a little bit more easier for people to tell when it's happening. Yeah, making pausing more obvious. A foghorn, yeah. Ooh, we could see what happens if the streamer acts more like a facilitator for the chat to discuss the content of each video shown. That's interesting. I don't know if that's... Like, I think that is a separate issue or separate question from what we're looking at here, but that is really intriguing. I like that idea a lot. Yeah, Twitter spam YouTube to force them to create a built-in feature. Yeah, so I think that the real future of this, because we can do it the way that I did it. I can, get a soundboard and have like a foghorn play when I'm pausing, or have predetermined intermissions so that, we know that we're pausing like at the top of every 2 minutes or whatever. But I don't know that that's like a long-term solution. I don't know that that makes this like incredibly sustainable. So what would make this sustainable is some kind of plugin or extension, or just like a built-in feature. Similar to, there's a thing that you can do for live streams where it's a stream redirect, which is similar to raids over on Twitch. But so like YouTube is already able to connect two different channels to each other. Like they already have that technology to be like, okay, this stream on this channel is going to immediately take all of the viewers of that stream and send them to another channel. Like that's already a thing they can do. So I think that a built-in feature wouldn't be that different. I mean, I'm no, software engineer or programmer. I don't know the behind the scenes to how this works. But from a layman's perspective, Carl Peckham says, how does this work for headphone users? I mean, you should be able to listen to both simultaneously, right? Oh, unless you have like two phones. Yeah, if it's on two separate systems, like if one's on a TV and one's on a phone, or a phone and a laptop, that might be an issue. That is something to keep in mind. Thank you for the donation and for the suggestion. Oh, having the video's name and creator on the stream so that it's easier to find the video for those that can't follow links in chat. That's a good idea. You say it's not your idea, but whoever the idea did come from, thank you. Yeah. As Project 70 says, I think essentially you need a solution that's as easy as the current approach in order for people to actually change. Yeah. And that's, I don't know if that's a thing. Gardrex says, software isn't the problem. Software is flexible. The problem is you have to find a financial incentive because capitalism. The thing is, it's not taking views from anyone. Like, this is only a positive. Like, I'm not losing anything from doing it this way, and it is only benefiting other people. Because that's why, like, some people I'll actually put this down as a question. Some people suggested, like, okay, why don't you just, like, revenue split? Like, why don't you just, take all of the money that you made from this stream and split it between you and the video that you are reacting to. And the thing about that is that like you're taking one chunk of money and dividing it by 2, so both people are getting less. Well, I guess they're getting more than they would, but and so that's a disincentive for the streamer. But this way, like, I'm still getting everything that I would get otherwise. But on top of that, the person that I'm reacting to is also getting, you know, however many views, like viewers that I have in my stream. So it's not splitting the revenue, it's taking the same revenue and then doubling it. And that's, so the way that the YouTube algorithm works, based on my understanding, as a YouTube person, is that it's all about like making connections between videos. It's all about like, how can we connect content to other content? And it's about like finding those connections so that it's easier to recommend things to people. And so this like does that. This method does connect stuff. Like it's good for the platform and it's good for the users. I don't think that there's any, like, other than the hassle and the you know, jankiness of it, which the platform can fix, other than that, this is only a good thing. Right? I mean, I'm like, genuinely, I'm asking, like, am I wrong? Let's see. Honestly, if this was something that streamers did, I would be incentivized to watch them more. Yeah. What's the financial incentive for developing the feature for a platform like YouTube or Twitch? Because it generates more views. Because instead of just getting, you know, 30,000 views on a single live stream, you're getting 30,000 views on a live stream and 30,000 views on video 1 and 30,000 views on video 2 and 30,000 views on video 3. So the 30,000 viewers have now turned into 120,000 viewers. And that's like, YouTube wants that. They want number go up. Ooh, what if the advertisers don't want to be associated with the content being reacted to? That is something. Twitch and YouTube would have to officially collaborate for that. That's true. Yeah, and that's the one sort of downside. And advertisers, which, you know, is a fair thing to ask. Yeah, so impressions would only go to the reactor, but everything else would go to the original content creators. Like, they would get the views and they would get the subs and they would get the likes. Yeah. This is... Again, I don't know enough about like software development to know what kinds of behind the scenes things they could do to ensure that it is fair. But I also believe that, like, yes, this method is not perfect. This method is not a replacement for organically going out and finding content yourself and watching it yourself. But I think that that's okay, that it's not perfect, because it's not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be better than what we currently have. It's supposed to be, you know, oh, we say that we're giving exposure to small creators, but that's not happening. But with this method, it would happen. I mean, as we've seen, like this is better. It's not perfect, but it's better. And I think that's what we need to focus on. Yeah, what about reacts to videos that are terrible and the YouTuber doesn't recommend? That's fair. Then just don't do it this way, honestly. I think that this would not benefit YouTube because though they're getting more views, they're not getting more watch time. I mean, they are getting more watch time because instead of watching one live stream, you're watching a live stream and a video. Right? Yeah, I think that there should be a hate watch option on YouTube that like doesn't give anything to anyone. Yeah. I mean, I don't actually believe that, but in my heart of hearts, that would be great. Okay, let me actually write down and drink some water because my throat is getting scratchy. What was the con that I was thinking of? No impressions for reactees. Yeah, I don't think that we should await any kind of feature from either Twitch or YouTube. So, I think that my final thing, because I think that we have learned something here. Thank you for coming with me on this experiment and humoring me and helping me to test this. So I think that the final thing is, so I, as a YouTube creator of, you know, the size channel that I have, I do have a contact in YouTube who, you know, theoretically like listens to me and says, you know, like, let me know what sort of features you as a creator would like to see, etc., etc. And so I am planning on raising this issue with them and saying like, hey, I think that changing the way that live streams are done, or at least looking into something that could allow something like this, something where the people being reacted to are actually seeing some benefit from being reacted to, that would be great. And I think, you know, somebody earlier in chat said like spam YouTube on Twitter, which I'm not suggesting that you do that. I'm not gonna, you know, tell my audience to spam anybody, but I think that any method that we have to reach out to YouTube and say that we're interested in something like this, or even like reaching out to other creators and saying, hey, why don't you try this? Like, why don't you try this experiment? Oh, and Sarah says, can we do an experiment stream to test out some of the existing plugins? That's true. I don't know that I want to do that right now, but at some point in the future I might. I would also suggest if you have any streamers that you enjoy, maybe raising that with them to try it, because again, I don't do a lot of streams. I'm not a React streamer. I just wanted to throw this idea out into the wild to see if it could work at all. This is totally a proof of concept. Like this was, I wasn't sure if this was going to go well or fail, because it could have, because this is science. Octopus, nice username, says a website that embeds both the stream and the video would be better than a plugin. That's true, because the user only needs to visit the website, not install something. That is true. That is a good idea. Let's see. Making sure that I'm catching up on chat. So I think that the most important thing is this seemed to not be a total failure, so that's good. We know what worked. We know what we can maybe change going forward. And the next step is to maybe suggest to other streamers that they try this. Know that it's not perfect, but maybe try it just to see, somebody who has more experience than me can try it. And for other creators and even people, on Twitter perhaps, reach out to people that you know at YouTube. Run this by them. Say like, hey, I don't know if you've considered something that could do this, but Rollp Geek says you'd have to multiply number of ads seen by number of simultaneous streams. Raw views only matter for ads seen to YouTube just to break even. Yeah, I mean that's something that YouTube theoretically could handle on the back end of things. I would sort of trust them to know what to do because I have no idea. Moohoo says, I know teachers are weird, but why are you wearing eyes in your ears? Because we're putting eyeballs on other people's content today. That's actually why the stream started like 2 minutes late, because I was trying to find these specific earrings. Yeah, so I hope that this was illuminating for me. This was nice for me to test this out. I did say that I would mention this when I was planning what to talk about in this stream. All of this whole method was actually my husband's idea. And because we were talking about, we had just finished watching Dark Viper's newest video, or newest at that point, and we were talking about it, and we were really like frustrated, and we were like, what is, we weren't actually even thinking about solutions. We were actually initially thinking about like, how could we parody React content? And then ended up stumbling into a solution, and he was like, you know what, like this might actually work. And I said, you know what, I have a platform, let me try it, let me just see if it works. So thank you so much for all of you being here. This has been wild to have so many of you here and to have done all the things we did, and I liked the discussion. That's one of the things that I miss about not teaching anymore, is not getting the class discussion, and so that's been really nice. Jay, thank you for the donation, said, consider having an assistant watch ahead to mark discussion and intermission timestamps. That's true, I will pay my husband to do that. Ghost said, we did something similar with Cure Chats when her and a few others' election coverage got fraudulent DMCA hits. Ooh. It seemed to work, but because the draw was her commentary on a live broadcast, no pausing. Yeah. Yes, shout out to Mr. Zoe B. All right, so I think that I'm going to go ahead and go eat some dinner. And again, this VOD will be up on my live streams playlist that I have. Is there anything else that I need to mention? I think that's it. But feel free to comment on there if you think of any solutions or recommendations after the fact. And thanks again for being here and giving me part of your, what day is today? Wednesday afternoon. But yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay warm, and I will see y'all again soon. I hope. Bye, folks.